lowered on the phone. We'll come in quiet. 2 units in plain clothes inside the building. 1 team in the stairwell. We wait for your signal. The second they breach that door, we move. I watched the vacant apartment feed. Megan was pacing like a predator before a kill. Brandon sat on the dusty floor, back against the wall, staring at the wrecking bar as if it were a loaded gun. Make it 2 a.m., I said. They'll want the building asleep. You got it, George replied. And Jerry, once this starts, it finishes. I know. Crescent Moon, 1:57 a.m. The hallway monitor flickered with soft infrared light. The building was silent. No elevator movement. No footsteps. No life. Then the vacant unit door opened. Megan stepped out first. Black hoodie. Gloves. Purpose. Brandon followed, pale and shaking, bolt cutters in hand. They moved toward 4B. I leaned forward in my chair 40 floors above them. The scotch in my glass trembled slightly. Not from fear. From anticipation. Megan pressed her ear to the door. Silence. She nodded at Brandon. He hesitated. She shoved the wrecking bar into his hands. Do it. He swallowed. He wedged the curved end between the frame and the door. The first metallic crack echoed through the hallway. Up in the penthouse, I pressed a single button. Now. The breach. The reinforced frame groaned. The second strike splintered wood. The third tore the deadbolt housing free from the door. The sound was violent. Ugly. Irreversible. They stumbled inside 4B. The safe sat in the center of the empty room like a monument to greed. Megan froze for half a second. Then she laughed. A short, triumphant, breathless sound. It's real, she whispered. Brandon stepped inside behind her. That was all George needed. The hallway exploded with motion. 3 officers rushed the doorway. Police. Drop it. Megan spun, eyes wide. Brandon dropped the bolt cutters instantly. They clanged against the hardwood. Megan didn't. She ran to the safe. She actually ran to it. As if she could open it before the handcuffs reached her wrists. As if money moved faster than law. An officer grabbed her arm mid-stride and twisted it behind her back. The wrecking bar hit the floor. Her scream pierced the hallway. Brandon didn't resist. He just stood there. When the cuffs snapped shut around his wrists, he closed his eyes. The officers pulled them into the hallway. Neighbors' doors cracked open. Whispers. Phones recording. Megan screamed the entire time. This is a mistake. He's senile. He set us up. He's not even here. Oh, I was there. Just not where she expected. George called me at 2:23 a.m. They're in custody. You want to come down? No, I said. Open the safe. There was a pause. Then I heard the grinding of metal, the click of tumblers. The door creaked open. George exhaled slowly. You weren't kidding. On top of the ledgers sat the single sheet of paper. My real balance. The number Megan would never touch. Below it, the dummy audit books, stamped confidential. The GPS tracker blinked calmly in the corner. She was reaching for it when we entered, George said quietly. Her fingerprints are everywhere. And Brandon. He was inside the unit. Holding tools. That's enough. I closed my eyes. For just a moment. Not from regret. From finality. The charges. By sunrise, it was done. Felony burglary. Conspiracy. Attempted grand larceny. Identity theft. Breaking into a federally designated commercial archive. The DA didn't hesitate. The signage changed everything. They hadn't broken into Grandpa's apartment. They had broken into a secured corporate facility. Intent was clear. Preparation was clear. Tools were clear. There would be no narrative about checking on Dad. The jail visit. 3 days later, I visited. Not Megan. Brandon. He looked smaller behind the glass. Like a boy who had wandered too far into traffic. You did this, he said softly. No, I replied. You did. Silence. She said we'd lose everything. And now? He looked down. I was. Scared. I know. That was the tragedy. He wasn't evil. He was weak. And weakness is expensive. They offered her a deal, he said quietly. If she cooperates. About what? You. I smiled slightly. There's nothing to give. He studied me. You really own the building? Yes. All of it. Yes. His shoulders sagged again. Not in fear this time. In understanding. She never loved me, he whispered. No, I said gently. She loved the idea of money. The guard signaled time. As I stood, Brandon spoke one last time. Will you ever forgive me? I paused. I gave you the truth. You chose a crowbar. And I walked out. Cityscaped the silence. The penthouse is very quiet at night. No shouting in hallways. No vanilla perfume in the air. No footsteps outside my door. Just city lights blinking like distant stars. Megan took the plea deal. 7 years. Brandon received probation and community service for cooperation. His marriage dissolved before sentencing. Debt collectors still call him. But not me. The building remains mine. The legacy remains intact. And the safe? It's still bolted to the floor of 4B. Empty now? Except for one thing. Catherine's pocket watch. I got it back during evidence processing. It still doesn't tick. But I keep it there as a reminder. Greed moves fast. Paper moves faster. If this story moved you, comment where you're watching from.